Hello and welcome back as we are going to find out who is going to be facing off against Willy Bomb in the final to represent the IMO. I mean, let's just cut to the chase. You think it's going to be AP?
I mean, I do. I gotta give it, I give the whole tournament to Yetipeaks.
Yeah.
Like, Willy Bomb just gave a great performance. So I'm excited to see them play.
Filthy Yetipeaks enjoyer, I think, is the official term. As you can see, Willy Bomb, after going 2-1 against TI, defeats Majek quite decisively in a back-to-back sweep, putting himself in the final very firmly, whereas Dux defeats the ever-present Viking the Cat. Well, I say defeats, it was a 1-1 because, of course, Viking the Cat being a little bit late forfeited his first game, so 2-1 to Dux. He sneaks his way into the semis, Yetipeaks defeating a very strong Liberator to make his way to the final. So now we're going to be focusing on Yetipeaks versus Dux, starting in just a moment here. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. I have to say, questions are going to be asked of Dux in terms of, technically, he won only one game. You know, that's not his fault. He was there on time, to be clear. But will he maintain that pressure? What do you think? What do you think of these players?
No, they're both fantastic players. I think Yeti's had like the longer track record of like a success, especially in faster time formats and smaller maps, like what we're playing on here. And he's the IMO specialist. Like, he made it last year as well. But Dux is no slouch at all. They're getting started right away.
See, take me through the start.
I mean, Dux is one of those names, like, you're ever running a tournament, Polytopia, running anything. You see him and you're just like, oh no.
As in a player or an organizer?
Up against. You don't want to get matched against him because there's a good chance
like,
your tournament comes to an end.
Don't like him. You're like,
no.
I'm like, God, horrible.
No, he's a very strong player. He's had tons of tournaments, and he's trying to push it here on IMO as well now. Now we're looking at some pretty interesting starts for Dux down there. Like, this is kind of a tale of two starts here. Like, look at the land. Like, land locked for Yetipeaks. That might even be a problem later on. You love having access, if you're going to be, you know, connecting all of your cities with ports and such, you love having that one tile of water on your capital so you can get those port connections. Okay, this is a very popular strategy that we saw used a few times in the qualifiers, where you go ahead, pick up forestry, and chop everything. Usually it's limited to picking up an upgrade, but he's gonna chop a couple more to pick up another warrior as well. Meanwhile, Dux, his expansion is getting cut off here in this little tiny inlet of land.
What do you think of the map so far, then?
Yeah, Dux has that one tile of water though, so if it does end up being a game played on the lake, headed toward the late game, we're going to see that maybe Yeti regrets chopping all of that, you know, getting rid of all that population that could have been for the, you know, more like earlier start, especially with all this water between them. If Dux is able to get on the water, just dominate there, who knows how it could play out. I mean, it doesn't look like there's potential for early aggression, just with how far apart they are and the fact that there's this giant mass of water between them. But maybe that's plays to Yeti's advantage anyways. He just expands really quickly, picks up more villages. I have to see how they go here. Both players getting a ruin. Look out for that as well. I mean, Dux's game plan seems pretty obvious. Like, he has to pick up fishing on the next turn.
Absolutely.
Gets his second city upgraded, gets his third city upgraded, gets him into the water. A veteran swordsman for Yeti. All right. It's very solid for him. I mean, just in terms of expanding, he does finally get some access to this central lake, which is going to be important later. I'm not going to say might be important later. It will be important later. Take notes.
So out of the two sides, which one would you rather take control of right now?
Right now, I'm a fan of... Star Ruin's changing things, but right now I'm a fan of what I'm seeing going on for Yeti. Like, he has more villages. But Dux has late game compensation and just like the fact that he's got such great access to this lake. I mean, he picks up another village up in the north. Sends some more ports, picks up stuff in the west. Like, both players, I think, are likely to pick up a Grand Bazaar in the, let's say, near future. Near as in, like, the next 5 turns. They're just going to have, like, the number of villages required for that. So, I do like the fact that Yeti's able to expand quickly, but if it doesn't turn into anything on the lake, and Dux is able to keep himself a little more composed there, Yeti's going to pick up the stronger star trade, and we are seeing the villages exactly where we predicted. Some more water access for Dux. Yeah, if Dux is able to pick up like just a ton of giants and start pressuring Yeti, he's got some pretty isolated cities. I mean, both of them have like essentially the same number of cities we're looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Like, including unclaimed villages. What against for it?
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder what Yeti's plan is. Like,
yeah, okay, good.
Plan.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one confused about that. Well, less confused, more like, intrigued, I think is the more polite way of saying it.
Yeah. I mean, like, it makes sense, like, to pick up climbing if you're planning on, like, smithery and market stuff, especially with how you get to the late game like this with the giant lake in the middle. If you chopped everything away, and mathematics I mean, he got mathematics anyways, so. What does the climbing do for him? I mean, it's not like, it's not bad. It's just why now?
No. I'm not. Again, I'm trying to figure out what his plan is.
Yeah.
Why I don't understand it. Ooh, that's not ideal for him, is it? Duck's bumping into a little bit of a mountain.
I mean,
there.
Dux already has climbing anyways, so.
Oh, of course, yes.
Little bump, and if anything, it's going to get him a vision on that lighthouse in the south a turn earlier. So, but we're seeing the ports like Dux in the water right away. Now there was potential for maybe this is why Yeti went after all those chops early on. There could have been a fight for this village in the southwest. Instead of that fight, now Yeti's just going to be able to pick up this village, and that's going to. It looks like. Be 6 villages against 5. Maybe there's a village down in the south that Dux gets, and we'll see 6 against 6. Very even, with Yeti having larger control of the map, but his villages are more spread out, which makes them
a lot harder to
more difficult to defend.
A lot harder to defend. I mean, we have seen that sort of time and time again here. You do want a sort of more consolidated setup, if all things else are even, which, to be fair, they never are.
Yeah, and we're looking at the rider that Yeti just picked up there. He's waiting for Dux to step on that village. He's going to pick up a couple of roads, and he is going to try to steal that village from him. And yeah, Dux, for his part, doesn't have the units to like safely step on there. He does see the city borders. He does see the riders that Yeti's had for a few turns out in the west. I wonder what he does here if he steps on the mountain or the village. The village is a big mistake here. Does he take an explorer on this city? He doesn't have, yeah, he does have forestry. He can take an explorer here. He can also, yeah, go ahead, start by picking up the giant on his capital with these fruits. I mean, he went for the level 4 village, so I'm not seeing any reason he wouldn't want to go ahead and finish the job, as it were. Yeah, so gets the giant, and now he's got this Park of Fortune. Imagine he drops it on that east city. He's going to step straight on it. Okay. That's going to... Yeti should be able to just pick up roads here and then kick him off. He banked those 9 stars for a reason last turn. I think he still has some forests to chop as well if he really needs them. But he doesn't. So now Dux has to defend himself on this village. Yeti's going to put a unit on there. Dux cannot kick him straight off. He does have a giant in range, but it's going to be difficult for him.
What do you think he should do then?
This turn, he probably should have taken an explorer. He doesn't feel... He wanted to greed. He wanted to play very greedy. He wanted to not take an explorer on his city in the Far East, and he wanted to get that explorer on that city up northeast instead. But now he gets nothing because he doesn't get that village at all. In fact, he gives it up to Yeti. I think he wants to get his... Dux needs to use that giant to, defend this city. Instead, if he just stepped on the mountain, doesn't give up the village, or maybe even just, walked away from the village entirely. Put his warrior that's in the port, instead of putting it on the port, if you put it northeast of his village so that it's in range, and he makes sure that Yeti can't pick up that village while he sends his giant to pick it up. That's the most conservative option, but it's what he had to do here. Yeti was not giving him the option to not pick up, to step on that village, or like play greedy like Dux did. I think Dux got a little overconfident with the shape of the water.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Well, look, it's going to be Dux's waterway to lose, I think, if things carry on as they are.
Yeah, you can go ahead and pick up a chop here. He can kick Yeti off this village. He needs to get 2 scouts to do it, and it looks like he's doing exactly that.
There we go.
And
Nice.
imagine that he sends the giant into the port, keeps it, yeah. He can send it towards the village if he wants.
Now, are you sure you're not playing? Because you're narrating exactly what's going to happen about a second before he does.
I mean, it's forcing moves, you know? Like, there's nothing else to be done.
Yeah, all right, Justini.
Yeah. So, but the real question is what he wants to do with that giant from this point. This was always Dux's advantage in this game, is he gets into the water earlier, like, because he's forced to. Like, he doesn't have, you know, the stars to, like, he doesn't have anywhere to go with roads, so he's not going to spend his stars on roads. He's going to go ahead, yeah, pick up these scouts in the water, this juggernaut in the water, these ports. Like, Yeti doesn't even have fishing. Yeti, for his own part, is going to hope that he can defend whatever push happens. But there's really 2 places he can go here. If he sends the juggernaut towards that, like, kind of difficult to defend city that Yeti has, Naidi, then Dux is able to drop his juggernaut like 2 towers northwest, like keep it in the water, and then use 3 scouts to like clear out a defense boosted warrior there. So yeah, Yeti's looking at, yeah, he's got 6 cities, so I'm pretty sure Yeti would just counter that with a giant push, 2 monuments. I feel like Dux's best play is he has to try to pick up that village somehow. I feel like just keeping his giant out of the water, put your giant on the mountain, put it on the city, capture, then re-enter it into the port if you want. But yeah, there's no aggressive tactic right away. Just keep Yeti out of the water immediately. Like, that's your big plan.
Yeah, I think that's always, like, we've seen that sort of time and time again, where one player has got that early water access. They do need to sort of desperately stop their opponent from getting into the water in the first place. If you can stop that, then having control of the waterways is very useful. Obviously, mathematics on the opposite side can still hurl things in, and of course, riders can pop in and attack anything on the coast. But having control of the water has been impactful time and time again.
Yep, and there's that one island village down in the south. There's mathematical proof that it's a village down there too, but we need to get into that.
Go on then, why not?
So, you see that fish down in the south tile?
See the fish.
All of the resources on the map are spawned in after the villages. The villages are spawned in, and the villages spawn in the resources with them. They can only spawn in resources within 2 tiles of a village. So we're looking, that fish down in the far south, any other possible village tiles? Nope, it's just that one island you can see by the shorelines down there. So a little scout will go ahead and uncover it, and Dux will step on it. So I really hope that Dux uses his giant to capture this village up north, and it'll be a very even 6 city against 6 city game. Yeti would have, you know, maybe some advantages in getting markets for not getting into the water quite as early as Dux did, but he chopped everything away, so his markets are not the strongest. Yeah, Dux is keeping his options flexible here. He's giving himself the opportunity to go after some siege, although, you know, just training a fresh warrior on that city will make siege not possible there. He's also giving himself the ability to go ahead and pick up that east village. Maybe Dux just wants to use his warrior to capture that, though. It'll delay him a turn. Either way, Dux should pick up that 6th city and equalize things, but for right now, Yeti already has his cities. He also has roads, mathematics, and going into climbing some maybe like some smithery angles. Like the plan for markets is like obvious, but it can be really obvious. Like if you're just going to use a battering ram against a door, it doesn't matter that it's obvious. Like you're going to win.
You don't need subtlety. You need a big stick. Markets are the big stick.
Absolutely. So there's the first. Yeah, look at these market spots he's setting up. Yeah, between these two sawmills, the nice level 5 upgrade. And there we go, trade. Which spot? Yeah, he's gonna put it on here. Gives him some opportunities for upgrading with like, I mean, really an otherwise awful forge spot on that west city. But maybe he wants the extra 1 level on the market. Who knows?
Yep. Is he gonna turn this one into? He's thinning out that giant at the very least. Nice.
Yeah, using the giant to pick up the city immediately. He doesn't have all the vision that we do, but I feel I agree with this play. The other good thing for Dux is having the West Lighthouse, now that it actually captures the city and was able to prevent... he's not like stealing it from Yeti. If he stole it from Yeti, Yeti would have picked up an explorer and prevented him. Now that he's capturing a fresh village, takes that explorer and goes ahead, picks up that last lighthouse in the north. There we go, mathematics. Like the same kind of game plan, it's just a little different in terms of like the order of operation. Dux has to go into the water and try to make use of the fact that he's on the water first, advantage there. I might have said something erroneous about him already having that West Lighthouse, but he picks it up, so...
Unforgivable, I'm afraid. Most people don't know this, but if a caster gets any facts wrong, they are put to death in the next live stream, so...
How? I thought it was like our pay was docked.
No, God, no. No, it's
death.
Yeah, it's gold. We don't make mistakes
here. No. Yeah, I'll see you guys never, but at least I get to be here with you for the rest of this cast.
Yeah, we can't replace you to sort of... I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I will allow it if you confidently predict who's going to win this game and on what turn.
Oh, confidently?
Yeah. Best guess.
Yeah, so Yeti already has the markets going. It is traditionally difficult to get yourself established on the water, but like this is the way that you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw a lot of success with this. This was like, basically the Hoodrick playbook. Sawmills and markets first, and then you get into the water. This is more difficult with IMO, just for the fact that you're getting fewer juggernauts into the water, and it's, the number of juggernauts you have that really helps you out in getting yourself established on the water, everything like that. So it is difficult to say, but I am giving an edge to Yeti here. I feel like he's got everything. His strategy is an effective one. We've seen it work before. Like Dux's strategy is also effective, but I'm a little worried about it, just with the delay he's had on that village in the east. And he's keeping his catapult safe, trying to deal as much damage to these juggernauts as possible, keep the rafts out of the water. He's using the fact that he was already on the water to his advantage. Wow, yeah, the Mindbender. Yeah, you can't attack anything now. The other possibility I was seeing was another scout down in the south. You just make sure you kill that raft before it gets upgraded into anything. I'm delaying answering the question. My guess is Yetipeaks and on turn 23.
Okay,
It'll be a late one.
Turn 23. Right. I'm gonna go Dux turn 18.
Dux turn 18. He's turning it around fast.
Watch. You'll see.
I'll see.
I'm staking my professional reputation on this. Watch. I don't know how he's gonna get it done, but he's gonna do it. He might cut the Ethernet cable of Yeti. We don't like that. That is available. Now, in the rulebook, that's not disallowed. That's all I'm gonna say. I spent some time studying it.
We're airbutting this?
I think we might be. Right, let's see what Yeti's gonna do here. Inch closer to that turn 23 victory. You say sailing.
I mean, I do see Dux as having, a way to get this turned into a win. Wow, he's getting a scout there. I mean, something you can do with the market income, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
I mean,
Dux is able to use his water and steal a city from Yeti in the next 5 turns. That could lead to a resignation. We see like Yeti sees the catapult too. He knows that he's putting his juggernauts in range of it, but he lets the one juggernaut die so that the other juggernaut comes in with this like veteran swordsman. Like you have too many targets. He's just overloaded. Another juggernaut up in the northeast, and Yeti's saying, "Okay, you like had it was cute what you were doing in the water before,
but now I'm here.
I'm in the water too, and also look at the incomes.
You know what?
I've
You're
got
right.
the
Turn
bigger
19.
stick. Turn 19? Okay.
Yeah, instead of turn 18, I got, one more turn for Dux to turn this one around.
Dux can get it done. He does have another big attack like ready next turn. He's got rammers, which are great at tearing apart these juggernauts. He's gonna get his Eye of God after this Explorer. I mean, if he doesn't, I'll do a twirl, I guess. Yeah, he gets it, so no twirls for you. No twirls for me, really. But yeah, how does Dux want to use the 17 stars here?
Well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the problem is this, what's really dangerous is not the Juggernauts. The Juggernauts are the obvious threat, like if they siege you, what are you going to do about it? But it's really these rafts. If you get like the veteran swordsman like turned into a rammer on your city, yeah, he's going after the raft.
Yeah, he's gonna have to sort of be aggressive in this, but he just doesn't have any of the forces ready to deal with a concerted naval push here from Yeti. He's doing what he can, but I don't know that it'll be enough. Nice, veteran swordsman gone. So we've got the two juggernauts in front of him, and then a scout at that raft. I mean, we're gonna see, I think, a lot more forces descend upon this sort of lake here.
Yeah, and the Mindbender is unfortunately a little shot here. It would be, able to repel like a single Juggernaut here, but with a scouts to back it up, and then two Juggernauts, you might see that the Mindbender just disappears. What is well protected is that catapult, so pick up some more damage on these Juggernauts immediately.
There's the splash damage.
How does he want to do this? He can upgrade that swordsman into another scout to pick up a siege with his 29 health Juggernaut. No, he's not going to do that. Gonna go after some damage on the catapult though.
Ooh.
I feel like there was potential for clearing that city.
There it is. There it is. Turn 14 resignation.
Okay, turn 14. So
Yetipeaks does win. Yeah, sorry, did I say Dux? I mean Yetipeaks. So, what a game, though. What a game. I think both players played really well there. You have to give it to Yeti. I can see why he was the champ last year, is the easiest way I can say that. Fantastic play, really. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, there was a potential for a much longer game in there.
Yes,
I think it was really settled when... I think Dux got a little insecure about his position. He got a little greedy with, stepping on that city when he really couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
There was still potential to play on after that, but Yeti's clean. Yeti's like clinical, like put him on the operating table and just went to work.
That's a great image there. Operator as opponent. Now, it's worth mentioning that this is, of course, a best of 3. So these players are going to play a minimum of one more. Of course, Willy Bomb got into the final playing relatively less Polytopia than we've seen people sort of get that. It's very rare, actually, for 2-0 to happen at this stage of the game, both in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So it's all for Dux to do, as he's going to have to go and reverse sweep if he wants a chance at the final. Yetipeaks, just one more game will do it. And what do you think? Is Yetipeaks a mentality player, do you think?
I haven't seen Yetipeaks get tilted, but I have seen him get drunk. So if it goes on too long and he needs a drink, I don't know.
That might factor in.
But I mean, in terms of mentality, he plays these bullet tournaments for 12 hours a day, and just sweeps bracket after bracket. So the
length of time
longer it goes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. And you've sort of played a decent amount of competitive Polytopia. How does a loss in terms of a best of 3? How does that hit you?
Ooh, I mean, it depends on who it's against, right? Like if it's against, if you're playing against Meister and you lose, you just go, okay, I was expecting that, sure, whatever. But if it was someone were it's a must-win situation, or you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, it's really just how much you're psyching yourself out there. So all depends on what Dux's relationship with Yetipeaks is. I think they've had some tension, some
Yeah.
flare-ups.
Okay,
Like
right. We've got a little bit of
there's
interesting
drama.
Okay, a little bit of drama
talking
here.
about each other.
There we go. So
Yeah.
Yetipeaks takes 1-0 in this series. We'll see if he's able to keep that threat ongoing. Now, having seen how both these players play, how do you think Willibomb will fare against either one of them?
Willibomb, yeah. So I have to point out that Willibomb and Yetipeaks are very good teammates in one of Polytopia's fan-run competitive leagues.
Okay.
So they spend years together planning out turns, everything. They've got that camaraderie and everything.
Like brother type.
Dux is from a very competitive team with them,
Okay.
That rivalry intensity there. So I think we might see I'm happy no matter who wins, but it's gonna be me if it's Yetipeaks. And Dux must die if it gets to him. So,
all right, interesting. Okay, right, we're gonna get right into the next one in just a moment. Will Dux do it? Will he get a reverse sweep to get to the final? He has to win this next game. Yeti could put it to bed right here. The drama unfolds. Take me through the start. What are you thinking?
So Yeti's just aiming his mindbender at where the resources are. There was potential maybe for heading towards the lighthouse, if not for the fact that he's blocked off by that mountain down there. Dux, using his host, gonna go ahead, pick up that lighthouse with his warrior. Ooh, okay. There's too much going on right now. I feel like a dog chasing squirrels. But
take us through the squirrels.
We're seeing different interesting starts. I mean, this is one of the classic things in Polytopia. Do you go after the ruin or do you go after the village? I'm sure it's village here, right, Yetipeaks? He's thinking about it though, so ruin, okay. He's a gambler. That could be anything. I feel like even the worst ruin results here are pretty solid for him though. So this was something we saw Dux running a lot. Dux had a series of very nice, admittedly practice games against another one of the finalists. He was able to pick up some, double push conversions. A tactic I hope we'll be able to see in this series, but
well, they've met now.
This was his kind of classic opening where he would just play for going into forestry, picking up chops early. It's the kind of strategy we saw Yeti go for last time. And Yeti, for his part. Now, this is what I was seeing with the veteran swordsman potential here, and what I hope or imagine Yeti was seeing as well, is that a veteran swordsman is not the worst thing, even if you're not going to be able to use it immediately, because it pushes your mindbender closer to the center of the map where you'll be able to explore deeper, and you just use the veteran swordsman to run back and pick up the village that you skipped over earlier. Unfortunately for that, it's just a bunch of water. There's nowhere to run that mindbender. So the village, I'm feeling a little vindicated. I don't know.
We just need to see
how he wants to use that mindbender.
When Yeti finds Dux. Again, information is the most critical of resource beyond stars, beyond units. And right now, Yeti can only sort of guess as to where Dux is, whereas Dux knows exactly where Yeti is.
Look at that mindbender just standing there for a couple of seconds. Yeti lost. What am I gonna do with this
Menacingly.
guy? Yeah, Dux has the superior economy right away. He is going to trade way more stars to Yeti for getting that later star trade, though. Yeah, he's really hoping that he keeps the score under that 2K threshold, and Yeti picks up an explorer. Maybe if fishing, gets 5 stars instead of 7. But in the immediate future, we're looking at 3 villages against 3 villages with both players trying to head to the northeast. If it progresses towards a water game, though, look at the port access. This he's got the second city with some fish over there. He's got 3 ports over on Lake D. Neither player has that capital port access or connections. So we're seeing Dux deciding what to do in the face of that. He does not want it to go late game. He does not want it to go into the water and be decided by that against an opponent who has way more ports than he does. So Riding picked up, wants to run it on land. I don't think we're going to see an aggressive start, but I think that's just to get everything running up to the northeast, expand out to those villages as fast as possible. And yeah, this Mindbender just running further south. Maybe it's just heading towards the lighthouse. Dux' Mindbender getting pushed aggressively in there too. He might be creating a little heal station. We haven't seen that too much. Willibom was in game 1, threatening the potential of something like that, where Mindbenders pair very well with Riders. Riders are only weak in that they take some retaliation damage on their like first attacks. But if you have a Mindbender there, like willing to, like able to heal off like 4 of the 5 damage you're taking, then it's really no problem. So an aggressively placed Mindbender might be there to just heal his Riders and just get them to attack again and again. And I think we might see this warrior die to the Riders and the Mindbender healing.
Which is going to be very funny for us because Yetipeaks does not know that it's there. That this sort of overwhelming force exists in such close proximity.
That's also the problem with going after that. Like, sure, you know, it looks good on paper that you get this attack going, and you're not taking any damage. Ooh, I think there might be a capital snipe here.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, he can kill this warrior and then just siege. And then the question is, like, what does Yeti do about it? Does he have the units to unsiege?
You're right.
I wonder why he's going after it like this. Okay, he wants the 2 roads to do it so that he can also block.
Nice. I don't think he'll deal with it.
Yeah.
I think he's just sniped the capital.
No, it's a very
oh my god! I think that's it.
He doesn't want it to go to water.
Okay, what can
he's got 7 stars to work with.
Let's see.
But no units.
I don't think you
Just
can.
a rider up north. No, there's nothing.
No, oh my god!
Yeah, very quick game too.
Well, there we go. Very well played from Dux. Yeti had no idea what was going on until it happened. It's 1-1. We're going to the final game in a very, very quick match. That was quicker than the last one as well. Than the last second game that we had in the previous semi-final. Fantastic from Dux. God, that's going to be really disheartening for Yetipeaks. You grind out a victory slowly, bit by bit in that last game, only to have your capital sniped in the next one. Wow. I was saying we hadn't had
7, no less.
We hadn't had a capital like a resignation to a capital siege in a very long time. And look, Imo, king of the upsets. It looks like Yetipeaks. We are going to be going to game 3. They're going to be getting started any second now. I mean, what's your take on that? Is there anything Yeti could have done?
I think so. He did play a little bit of greed and not like taking an explorer. I think if he picked up fishing and explorer on his second city, and that got vision on Dux for him, he would have seen what was going on. The explorer he picked up on the east city too, after he got fishing and he knows that it's gonna head to the northeast. That's a very greedy play. You're getting an explorer that's helping you out when you get ports and such later on for pushing through the water, but you're not doing anything to be aware of what's going on in your position, the problems at home. Even just training a warrior on his capital, he keeps pushing west. Dux is in the west, right?
Honestly, I don't think he did. I really don't think he did know that Dux is in the west.
Especially after that explorer he took. He sees he's not in the east. He sees he hasn't expanded out from the north at all. So you can assume what's left. And then with what's left, why am I pushing this warrior in range so that I can allow this bounce into my capital like this? And I have to really compliment the vision for picking up roads like that too.
Yeah. And the way he did it as well. He was very safe about the entire thing as well. Goes beyond the capital and then picks it up.
If the veteran swordsman over in the east, if that rider weren't there blocking, we could see some roads played, and then the capital gets unsieged, and the game's just completely swung off of that.
I mean, I think that's the quickest. How long was that? 6 minutes? 5? That's the quickest.
Something ridiculous.
Man, look, sometimes we get long games, and I want to also be clear in terms of the rule set. What we have is, if a game does go an hour long, then the players take their last turn, and it goes to a judge to make that final decision. That's only ever happened once. But we do have generally these longer games that have threatened to go into that territory. This is definitely the quickest one on record. So congratulations, Dux, on that one. There you go.
You've also, looking at the resulting position, we got this Mindbender here, right? It ran northeast, east, north, onto the ruin, got pushed north, went down a couple tiles, and then instead of heading back to the capital, it ran back up north. Imagine if it was right next to the capital, ready to convert and keep that safe. So a little lackadaisical. Like, it's very easy if you don't see your opponent to not acknowledge that they're there.
Well, yeah, like when you can't see something, yeah, you can't acknowledge it. Sort of as simple as that, isn't it? I mean, it's also worth mentioning that what is it? Willibomb also trying to go for the Capitals last semi-final. Dux doing it in this one. I envision a world where both players are constantly attacking the Capitals over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. But there we go. It is now 1-1. The players are ready to get going in that very, very fast turnaround. It's what it takes all now. It's essentially a best of one.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't see Yeti getting tilted. Like, I was wondering about like what Dux's mentality would be from the last game, but like he's got to be feeling ecstatic.
Oh, that's got to be so good. That's got to be so good. Everything's sort of lined up. Now, it does go to the final game. The winner of this game will challenge Willibomb in the final. We are going to be getting going any second now. Will it be the reigning, defending champion of Yetipeaks or the up-and-comer, the disruptive force that is Dux?
I mean, I know which Willibomb would prefer, maybe. Well, maybe I don't. I'll have to ask him. But, yeah, we're seeing a very interesting start. Running straight towards the center. This, like, a lighthouse spawn idea again. Much less common in general games than what we saw here. I feel like it's been every game that we've seen that lighthouse start. And every time the players have gone for it, like, take that extra population. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of interested that Yeti didn't opt into forestry there. He's trying to keep all of his forests around. Like, very conservative play from Yeti, very economic. So Dux can go hunting and forestry, and will he chop everything away?
Find out.
Or is he just going to... He does... Ooh! Okay.
Was that a miss?
I'm holding my breath. I think that might be for a warrior on his capital to... No?
He was misclick. Oh, well. Yes, he's figured out where Dux is. Hello.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, just since both players have crossed that score threshold, I mean, it's really conservative again. We're seeing Yeti with the, like, workshop instead of explorer there.
Started to drop now.
Riding too. Wow.
I think he's gonna try and do the exact same thing. I think
we're seeing an explorer here.
All right.
So I guess that was the idea behind the chop, is that he's using the expensive lumber hut for upgrade instead of going straight for his capital.
Fair enough. Oh, misclick then. Well played. Once again, so close. I mean, those borders they're neighbors. You know what I mean? That's incredibly close. So combined, you have to think. Yeti is going to be wary, and so is Dux in this case, be wary of the sort of the initial conflicts and what that can mean if you do misplay it. And I think we're going to see sort of an earlier military build-up here from both players. Another one of them looking to get the capital snipe for sure.
Yeah, and we're trying to see, like, Yeti's plan here is to play really aggressively, like with his Mindbender. The problem for him is that he is in range of both of these warriors here. I think this does grant him the ruin, but he's going to end up losing his Mindbender. His other play is that he can run his Mindbender back northeast of the city, and if these two warriors team up against the ruin, rider on the ruin, he goes ahead and picks up the conversion. So he's taunting Dux. Yeah, Dux is going to go ahead and kill the Mindbender, heal his own, but that gets Yetipeaks both the village and the ruin here. Using that, you know, quick initiative in the early game to his advantage. We might see another chop down here as well. Yeah, to pick up a rider. Yep, play as aggressively as you can. Okay, so is the ruin worth it? If it's a veterans... Stars! That's worth it! That's worth the Mindbender.
Well done.
Yeah, he's got roads now, another 14 stars after the roads too.
It's a
not
chaotic
being
clash
punished.
between these two, huh?
No, they're brawling, slugging at each other. Gonna see some... yeah, there's a question of technique here. He wants to go after the Explorer first, because if this Explorer picks up a lighthouse, then he doesn't need to spend any stars. But it's blocked off by mountains. Would have loved to see that go south. But ending on 5 stars, so you're gonna see like a warrior and warrior, rider on capital. Surely there's a rider on capital. Mindbender on capital.
Oh my god.
Okay, he's trying to set up that little heal station. Put the Mindbender up front. The riders take some damage and then just heal it off to the Mindbender.
It's such a different game to the first one, this, huh? These last two. It's like they saw the last one and went, wait a second, we can just fight. Let's do it.
It's, you got like two like trained Muay Thai fighters. They get them like very drunk and then just go at it. Like just brawl. Just like start slugging at each other.
Let's do it.
Yeah, how does he's just gonna be spamming out the units here, and it feels like it's he's got his foot on the gas pedal here. He's got his finger on the pulse of the game. He knows what he's doing. He's in control. He's up a village. He's got roads, which Dux does not have yet. He's just spent the 5 stars from the Star Ruin, like half of it, to get his own Mindbender back, the one he sacrificed for the Ruin in the first place. Like he's gonna go ahead and pick up these other couple villages up north and then just run everything down south, or he might just play more aggressively. Like just play a little waiting game for the village up north, so I'll pick them up eventually. I mean, there's no reason not to pick up the village of his warrior. The warrior's not getting integrated into the game anytime soon. And no siege there. As soon as this Mindbender goes, though, he goes like, I don't see how Dux keeps the second city.
No, I think you're right. I think this could be... Oh, hello. A little bit of a heal. He's got to do something dramatic here. Okay.
Yeah, keeping his Mindbender as defended as possible here, but when that warrior disappears... I mean, the Mindbender is hiding, ducking behind the forest there, hoping the riders can't reach. But I think they'll attack from the city tile itself.
You're correct.
I think the warrior, the Mindbender, and the rider might die on this next turn.
And if that happens, you have to think, where does Dux go? Right now, he has to sort of do a bit of a fighting retreat to give him enough time to capture a couple of cities, get himself set, and get going. But I'm struggling to see at this point, what can he do? Let's find out.
You got a ruin there, so you
never know. That's what I'm saying. You never know. It's an interesting map, this one. Very interesting map. Let's find out. Now, remember, you can be watching this kind of gameplay live in Stockholm for the Grand Finals, so make sure to grab your tickets today. Both of us were at the finals last year, and I'll tell you what, it was one of the best esports events I've ever gone to.
Absolutely electric. You could feel the tension in the air.
Good, people were yelling constantly. It was a lot of fun. Right.
It's like I never knew that Polytopia could be played like someone getting a ruin and then like feeling it in the room.
And then the
like
crowd
that.
goes absolutely wild. It was crazy. A capital siege in that final, in the final, with Arthur versus Boy, and they go, oh.
The audible gasps, yes.
Fantastic. Well, let's see. Yeti, 2 minutes and 40 on the clock. How can he get it done? Can he get it done? Maybe we're misjudging something here, but that's a lot of forces that are lined up. What do you think? What should he do?
I mean, he's used all of his stars, so it's just a question of, like the actual units. Like how he wants to attack, like which units he's going to kill. And there's a pretty simple way to think about this. You use the units that are far away in the back first. The ones that you're like not bringing into the game otherwise. Like he's chopping more to get this warrior into the game. Yep. So he's gonna use the warrior to help him out in sieging this city. He cannot siege with the warrior because that's the tile he needs his riders to be on to go after this Mindbender. And he's got exactly enough to take out this city and then also kill this Mindbender. Got a veteran rider. Gonna keep that in the back. Surprise tool to help us later, as it were.
I don't think it's gonna be much of a surprise, considering it got veterancy by murdering the troops of Dux here. Yeah, it doesn't look like he can do much harm to that city. Let's see what can he do next turn now.
Well, the problem is he's also losing his capital to a veteran siege on the turn after. Gonna do some more chops, just pick up another warrior? Or does he doesn't have any more chops for a rider, so I don't know what the use the warrior is, but like he likes to hang out, I guess. He's invited.
He can turn up.
He likes to feel wanted.
Alright, let's see.
So we've got enough units to the worst, the best defensive unit Dux can train.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is. Another quick game.
Swing.
And there we go. It looks to me like we have our final. We have Yetipeaks versus Willy Bomb in the final.